Mike got a bit kicked out there. Don't really know what happened.
We wondered why they were sitting stationary for so long. I believe we're going to have to reset that grid and probably go through that again, which is a pain.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm waiting for another invite. We're back on YouTube. So, sorry for anyone that was enjoying the shit talk there, whilst nothing happened.
It was some good talk. Let me just do my usual that I have to do before a stream, and set some stuff up. Hang on, I can't actually see. Oh, we're underway. Is it the same stream again? I can't quite tell what's going on here, Tom, to be honest with you. This is all completely different. Bear with me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've put it as the same title, so that's probably going to confuse things. In all honesty, there's 2 people watching, so that's. I mean, straight away. Hold up, we famous.
Yeah.
I've got an invite from Trem. That's promising.
Yep, let's get involved in that now. Just bear with whilst we try and figure out what's happened here. This is some quick technical adjustments.
Right. It looks like most of the players are back in the lobby. And we're just waiting for everyone to get back in. I think we're just going to have to restart the race. That's a massive shame because we were all ready to go there. And
yeah, I don't know what's happened here. I just need to sort out what's going to happen. Hang on.
You know what? I took a picture of the grid just in case something like this happens, and I'm glad I did because this could be handy if they're trying to reset the grid. Never mind, eh?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. Bear with me. I'm just trying to get back into the lobby because where mine absolutely crashed, it really shat itself. And hang on, the session is full for some bizarre reason. So.
Yeah, you're not welcome, man. Yeah, they've only set it to 20 players. That's not going to work. Need to set it to 22. If you can hear me, set it to 22. I think that's Lawson that's owning this lobby. There we go. Set it to 22. Fantastic. You should be able to join now.
Could you just jump me an invite, Tom?
You can do no such thing.
Why be like that? Right, so hang on, we've got.
There you go. Have an invite.
Oh, mate, wonderful things. Right, let's just whilst they're sorting the grid out, we'll get everything in place then on the on YouTube Studio if it decides to load. Obviously, here we go. We're cooking on gas now. Well, that was a massive shame. There, I was really excited for the start of that, and now we're going to have to wait even longer.
Damn it, we built up so well. Never mind, eh? Never mind. I'll tell you what, this gives me time to use the facilities again, though, and I'm 50% race coming up. I'm going to take that advantage right now. So, Aaron, if you want to talk shit on your own for 5 minutes, crack on, buddy. But I'm using the loo.
You know what? I think I will. To anyone who's watching, you're just going to have to bear with us whilst we try and figure out exactly what happened. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to figure out what happened here because we quite clearly know what happened. It all went to shit very quickly. But that does not take away from the fact we have a banger of a race coming up. So let's just all sit back, relax, enjoy my sweet vocals talking shit for the next couple of minutes whilst Tom uses the facilities, and we wait for the grid to be sorted. You're gonna have to bear with me in the sense that I'm trying to sort out some links as well, sending them to various places to people who were probably watching before, no longer watching because said stream is gone. So we're going to get the new link out there to the people who are viewing, and hopefully it will be underway very shortly. So like we said, we've got some interesting action coming up. Grant no longer locking out the front row of the grid with either Joseph Ranos or Albert DeWitt. So I think it's going to be a really exciting race. It's going to be all down to what happens going into turn one.
Have you just been talking shit on your own for 5 minutes? Like,
yeah,
actually
I have. I've been explaining my theories here, Tom, because I have just realised that off the start-finish line, Don Walsh is going to have the inside line going into turn one. But if Grant can pin it round the outside and absolutely nail it into turn two, we're on for this could be side by side action for most of the race.
If Grant can nail his pink weapon into turn 2, got it. Right, drivers are ready and up. That's what I like to see. No dilly-dallying. Oh. You never see him have to deal with this on Sky 1, do you? I mean, they get like red flags and stuff, but it's not the same. They can see what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's it really. I mean, we're readying up now. So it looks like we're going to be away.
We're going to be away. Why is it so Australian, man?
I don't really know. If I'm honest with you, I've done it again.
If I'm honest with you, mate.
If I'm honest with you, we're I'm just trying to sort out everything that I sorted out at the beginning of the first stream.
Fantastic. Good luck, SlyDog team from Woolsey172. That's what we like. Some support. Fantastic. Woolsey, one of our SlyDog Racing League, who's going to be competing in season 3. And a good bit of good luck from Torpedo Joe as well.
Torpedo Jack, Tom. God damn it! It's been clarified once already. It's
Joe, isn't it? Or is it Jack?
Jack. Torpedo Jack, man.
100%.
Yeah, because all I could think about was Jack Daniels when they said it.
See, I'm sticking by my guns here. I thought it was Joe. Never mind. Torpedo J. Fantastic. Good luck, buddy. Not too much. Right, let's see how this goes. Simon Jr., another of the SlyDog Racing League. I believe he's a reserve driver for this season. Wishing us a bit of luck as well there. Thank you, Simon. So yeah, fantastic to hear from him. We'll wait for the session to start properly before we start getting our hopes up here, because Yeah,
but meanwhile, let's just remind people of how this grid lines up. So the top 10 as it stands. SlyDog's Granty Boy lines up on the front row of the grid with Don Walsh from MRS. Behind those two in the second row, you've got Mogi and SRL Albert, both once again SlyDog drivers. 5th place, Steph Wills, and 6th, Thomas W, both MRS drivers. 7th, you have Joseph Rados with Mornster, the company, and then 9th and 10th are Rockstar and Jano Vanderbreel, respectively. So they're the top 10 drivers there in this session. Once again we're back up. People are getting back involved. Wolves, cracking commentary as per usual, lads. Keep up the good work. That's what I like to hear.
He's putting in some strong driver of the day credits there, isn't he? That's what he's getting himself straight away in with a mention there. Just keep coming with the compliments, and you're gonna get it at one point this season, buddy. We feed off of compliments. We need to know how good we are. Otherwise, there's literally no point doing this.
Tell me you love me. Somebody take this ham away.
Oh dear, what a sad life we live. Anyways, looking at the grid again, so like you were saying, going to be an interesting start between Granty Boy and Don Walsh. Don Walsh looking like he's going to have the inside line into turn 1. And it's, he's still got a fair bit of ground to make up here, because Granty Boy, we know, is very quick off the line. So, if Granty Boy's ahead going into turn 1, that's not going to matter as so much. He's going to be, hopefully leading from lap 1 to finish here. I know we all don't want to see a Lewis Hamilton type drive, but that's what I'm kind of expecting here. Not to be jinxing or anything, but we want a relentless drive here from Granty Boy. Seal those 25 points and maybe the fastest lap as well. And we'll take the rest later down the order. So just as the drivers start to get ready to line back up to make up this grid here, final thoughts. Who's going to be the top MRS driver, do you think, tonight, Aaron? Difficult question.
It's a tough question. But you know what? I think Rockstar has good capabilities of it, but after seeing what we saw at the end of the qualifying session in Q3, Don Walsh came out on top there for them, and equally Steph Wills, so both of those guys looking quick. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not at a point where I can actually digress into it until the race goes on, so we'll see how they progress and see how it goes, but for now,
Absolutely.
I think we're about think we're about to kick things into action this time.
Oh,
the
don't
Spanish
jinx that.
people are still going absolutely bloody mental.
They love it, don't they?
Absolutely
love
mental.
it. Right. Oh, here we go. We've got some lights coming on, I think.
Here we go.
Yeah, boy. Right. 3, 4, 5. Lights on and lights out, and we are away. So, looks to be a fairly clean start from everyone there. No major disasters. We've got an MRS driver off the track early there, trying to make some ground. Don Walsh has had a cracking start there. Takes himself into first position, nice and easy there into first turn. So no one saw that coming. A bit of a slow start from Granty Boy there. Yellow flag in sector 1, but doesn't look to be anyone majorly off the track there. We'll keep an eye as they head down into turn 4 here. But a bit of a slow start from Granty Boy. He's got work to do straight away, trying to get that position back. We've then also seen Steph Willis jump up a position and take Albert DeWitt on the start as well. We've got an MRS driver at the back there. That's Rockstar, one of the names that we were mentioning, who looks to have had a bit of an issue.
Came off sector 1 there. I think that was the cause of that yellow flag. I think it might have
had
an issue going into turn 1. So
Rockstar with an issue, so that'll be a major blow for the part-time SlyDog Racing League part-time MRS driver, or as we like to call them, defectors. Mogi then finds himself back into third position after taking the position back from Steph Willis, but Steph Willis... Oh no, sorry, he never had the position. My bad. Steph Willis had the position over Albert in the end. Another big mover was...
Down the grid. Sorry, Tom, is
Go on.
MUFC fan Liam has moved himself into the points already. So like we said, he had a bit of a tough qualifying session, but already find him in the points off the start. So
absolutely. So end of lap 1 then, Don Walsh takes himself firmly into the lead here. Looks like there's a bit of a battle going on there between Don Walsh and Granty Boy into turn 1. Granty Boy with the outside line, but Don Walsh able to hold it all together and keep the position for now. But they're almost side by side as they head round this long sweeping right-hander of turn 3. Heading down into turn 4 here. Is Granty Boy going to try and get a move done? We'll ride on board with him. Oh, he's had a spin as Granty Boy. It looks like his front left had maybe caught the rear right of... Oh no, that's a massive shame. And a massive dent to the hopes of the SlyDog Racing League guys. But if there's a guy that can claw his way back through the field and make something of it, we know it's this man, Granty Boy. So Don Walsh now looking like in a very sweet position.
Yeah, just looking at Grant's car there, it doesn't look like he's sustained any real damage to the front wing. Massively,
no, I think it was just tyres that touched, yeah.
You can carry on there, but meanwhile, it's all going to come down to Mogi, who's now found himself the filling to an MRS sandwich.
So the filling of an MRS sandwich, that's nothing you want to hear. We've got Jana van der Briel as well, a name that we love saying in qualifying, had a cracking start. 5 places up for him, and also Leonard Cam, one of the SRL defectors in this race, also with a great start, another 5 places gained. And our mate Torpedo Jack also getting 5 places off the start there, so they're the big movers so far. Jana van der Briel selling a very quick lap there indeed.
Just had a change for the lead there. Mogi, your man Mogi, has just gone up the inside of Don Walsh going into turn 1, Tom. It's a big move.
Fantastic work there from the SlyDog Racing driver. Apologies because I actually missed that. That's bad of me, isn't it? But great to see, because we've got plenty of work to do on the SlyDog Racing League side of things, with Granty Boy taking that massive tumble down the order. So down 10 places currently. Plenty of work to do, and he's going to certainly have the capability. You can see he's already hot on the heels of Leonard Cam, and he's probably going to take that 10th position very, very soon indeed. There we go, he's taking it already. NUFC fan Liam also jumping up to 6th
we see
already.
Another spin. It looks like Joseph Rados has taken a tumble. Just dropped all the way back.
Yes, he has. He's down to last. Is another of the quickest drivers from SlyDog Racing League there. So bit of a nightmare start. I mean, as we look at the top 10, we have currently got 6 MRS drivers to 4 SlyDog Racing League. I don't think that's quite going to be enough with the way the points are shared out at the moment, with MRS occupying 2nd and 3rd. We've got a move happening there between SRL Albert and Jana van der Briel. We'll ride on board with him as he heads down into turn 1. Jana van der Briel going to have the inside line on the soft tyres as well. Is he going to be able to get the move done here? It looks like it's going to be close, but he's gonna edge it ahead of SRL Albert. So Albert losing 4th place there, but he's coming straight back as he heads down the inside into turn 4 here. A bit of contact there as well from both drivers. SRL that sticks it on the track though. Jana van der Briel, bit of a nightmare, losing 2 positions in the end there to NUFC Fan Liam as well. So great bit of action from the Racing League drivers, SlyDog Racing League drivers there. Fantastic
yeah, it
work
looks like
from
Van der
Albert.
Briel just locked up that front right there as he tried to, you know, he gave Albert the room there, but that was a tough move, but you know, these guys need those places. NUFC Fan Liam, like we say, up 6 places now. He's up into 5th. He's an absolute predator when it comes down to sneaking up the order, because, to be honest with you, I haven't even noticed.
Done it again, hasn't he?
He's done it again. He's now up ahead of Albert as well, so he's running 4th position. Albert's obviously let him through, knowing that he's got some serious pace. Albert's going to go on the defensive now by the look of it, and let NUFC Fan Liam try and chase down Steph Wills.
4 laps in, then DRS enabled. We're keeping on board with Don Walsh and Mogi, as they're going to have an interesting run into turn 1 here. I don't think Don Walsh is quite going to have enough in the tank there to get a move done on this lap, but certainly keeping within a very close gap indeed, down to 2/10 now as they follow each other around the sweeping turn 3, heading down into turn 4. Very much keeping pace with them, and already opened up a nice little gap there to the 3rd place driver Steph Willis, so a good 2-second gap from the top 2 drivers there. So Mogi, fantastic drive so far from the ex-Williams driver for SlyDog Racing League, and we saw him have a couple of good drives towards the end of the season, but he seemed to have a little bit of a trouble in the late race and just sort of unfortunately lose the positions due to maybe no fault of his own, maybe just a little lapse in judgment. But so far, looking like a solid start here for Mogi. So keep it up, buddy.
You say ex-Williams driver. He's still the current Williams
he's still Williams, isn't he?
Yeah.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course I am. Oh, Jana van der Briel taking a massive tumble down the order there. He's obviously had some sort of issue. It looks to have span off there, possibly in Sector 3. So it's a shame for the MRS driver that had such a great start initially. Already got himself a penalty and is heading back down the other way, unfortunately. So looking at the front then, we've got Don Walsh, who's going to get the move done on the main straight here with the DRS assistance. So now it's going to be up to Mogi to keep pace and try and fight back with the DRS when he can make use of that.
Just like to jump back to Butters, Tom. Look at Butters just up inside of Lanod Cam into turn 1.
And Lanod Cam's going to fight back, and they're both off the track. Damage there for Lanod Cam for sure. We can see he's got no front wing left at all there, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of damage, and I think that's going to be a full track caution safety car. So yellow flags all over.
Yeah, huge impact in mud. It was a tough call, really. Butters had it down the inside into turn 1, had the move done. It just looked like there was, nowhere to go as he closed it on the exit of the turn there, and just contact between the two of them. Butters is going to need to come into the pits, front left.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. And Lanod Cam is currently driving with no front wing. So just making it back to the pits nice and steadily there. So lap 6, obviously, we've got our first safety car. A lot of these drivers on the medium tyres, do you think they'll come in and get on a fresh set of maybe hards?
I can see Granty Boy doing that. I can see Grant doing that.
Is it too far to take hards though? I mean, you've still got like, what, 27 laps?
Race,
yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I could see Grant going. We saw him elongate hards for a long time through Bahrain, so...
Right, well, the front runners here, I was just a virtual safety car, by the way. We're back up and running. It wasn't a full safety car in the end. So we are back up to racing speed. The front runners decided not to pit at all, and I don't think anyone's going to pit apart from the affected drivers in that instant there. So we're back up to full speed.
Equally point out that Grant is now back up to 5th position. So,
he's a cracking restart there, isn't he?
He's had an absolute belter of a restart. NUFC Fan Liam running 4th. So at the moment, Don Walsh has got that position on Mogi back again. But I'd also like to just take a little look at the penalties. Don Walsh has a drive-through, so possibly speeding
under the VSC. That must have been
VSC.
So tough times for the MRS driver there, who's leading the way so far. He's going to have to come in and serve that penalty within the next 3 laps, and that is going to majorly. Yeah, I mean, we've seen obviously the top SlyDog Racing League driver drop all the way down the order. We're probably likely to see the same thing happen to the top MRS driver in terms of the champion. So
yeah,
we certainly even things up for these guys.
Game. Yeah, as we see Lanod Cam now in pit lane, no surprise there, following the damage. Butters now back out of the pits, running in 18th place.
We'll follow NUFC fan Liam down this main straight, so it looks like he's going to have DRS on Steph Willis here. Will he be able to get a move done? I think he's going to be too far away. It's going to be a very late move if he does try. No, he's going to back out of it. And
it's a wise decision to back out of that one.
Bide on for the next lap. Thomas W gaining a position on SRL Albert there as they head through that turn 1, turn 2 chicane and down into the long sweep and right-hander of turn 3. So a good game there for Thomas, again gaining on one of the fastest drivers from the SlyDog Racing League.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. You know, the longer NUFC fan Liam and Steph Wills have a fight, the more of a chance it gives Grant to catch up with them. So, you know,
and already we've seen that gap we've seen that gap for Grant close very quickly. He's now only 7/10 away from his teammate NUFC fan Liam, who himself has just made a brilliant move down the inside of Steph Wills there. And Steph Wills coming fighting straight back though. There's a little bit of contact between two drivers, and NUFC fan Liam he's just spun it, unfortunately. Oh, that was looking messy, and there just wasn't enough room there, unfortunately, for both drivers to go through. But not a major disaster for NUFC fan Liam. If he's got no damage, it's not terrible because he's straight back into 6th place. We'll see if he comes into the pits here. He's got damage. Yeah, he's coming in. Granty boy straight up into 2nd place as a benefit of that though. So we've had Don Walsh take his drive-through penalty, and also Steph Willis probably have to go into the pits as well, I believe. Or no, he's just done him on the straight there. Fantastic.
No, it's I think looking at it, it almost looked like Steph Willis just going over that chicane there, just quickly watching this back. I think he was merely a passenger in that. Two cars weren't going to go in there. It looked like as Steph Wills just clipped the apex of the corner, just cocked that car up ever so slightly. I think he was a passenger. I don't think there was any control from his end of where he could put that car. So I think that's purely, in my opinion, what I'd like to see as a racing incident. Good to see these guys making moves like that. Unfortunate when they don't pay off. So once again, like we see, the tables have changed. Look how many, how different that top 10 now looks.
The top 10 is looking very different indeed. A sea of blue, and then a couple of islands of pink there. But most importantly, the top island, P1, P2, currently so far for SlyDog Racing League with Mogi and Granty Boy. One thing we haven't spoke about here so far is the fastest lap. Let's see who's running with the fastest lap at the moment. Where are we? Lap data.
However, I will state, as things stand, on lap 10, just under a third of the way through the race, if things stay like this, Granty Boy first, Mogi second, and B Wheeler 6th, we currently hold 51 points for SlyDog Racing League. So,
and Granty Boy with the fastest lap as well.
This is a bare minimum point. So yeah, I believe you obviously get a point for fastest lap. I would go on an assumption.
Point for fastest lap, yeah.
So currently, yeah.
So riding on board with Monster then, who is the driver who's closest to unsettling the SlyDog Racing League lead at the moment. He's right on the heels of B Wheeler here, trying to take away that 6th position. He's got his teammate Don Walsh, who we saw leading the majority of this race so far, for company, had to serve that drive-through penalty, now finds himself unfortunately in 8th position. So DRS for Monster here. Will he be able to get a move done into the hairpin? No, he will not. He may have a go at him on the main straight though, so we'll keep on board with these two as they head round the technical sector 3 here. Take it nice and steady. We've just seen a massive incident here of NUFC fan Liam, so no heroics please. Everyone keep it together. Just looking towards the back of the order, we've got a bit of an upsetting picture there for SlyDog Racing League, currently occupying 5 of those rear positions. So work to do for you guys. Come on, we know you can do it.
Yeah, looks like these two MRS boys are going to have DRS. Poor old B Wheeler, he's a sitting duck there as you go down into turn 1.
He's a sitting duck, but he's going to keep the position. It looked like Monster actually backed out there to allow Don Walsh to go through, so maybe a bit of tactics playing through here. Don Walsh may be fancied as the faster driver out the two, obviously being the champion. Maybe is the one in the best place to try and get the move done on Wheeler here. We look back towards the back of the grid then, so outside the top 10 there is a bit of a gap forming, about 8 seconds. as we see Don Walsh really try to put the pressure onto Wheeler here. Just got to keep it together and not make any stupid mistakes. Has Wheeler as we head round into this second DRS zone, so Don Walsh is going to have the advantage here. It's a tough zone to get a move done into, though, isn't it? So it's not much at all there.
He's going to take a tight line there, though. I mean, this is a tough call round. This section of the circuit is a difficult place to make a move. You'll want to be just trying to stick with and trying to make that move down into turn 1.
So right, as they head round the final chicane here and onto the right-hander onto the main straight, we're going to see Don Walsh inevitably get the DRS here. It's going to look likely that he's going to get the move done before we even get to turn 1, just based off the time gap. So we'll see if Wheeler's got anything in the tank. They're going to be side by side heading into the braking zone for turn 1. Walsh has got the inside line, but that means Wheeler's going to have it again for turn 2, but not going to be able to do anything with it. Walsh is going to take 5th position from Wheeler there, but obviously we see Thomas come down into the pit, so Wheeler does keep 6th in that regard. But he has straight away got Monster right on his heels again.
I know, it's a lot of defensive work for Wheeler to be doing, but we need to also take note that Trem now up into P9, James Punt P10, NUFC fan Liam running 13th, but he's now on hard tyres, so... And then once again at the front, we see Grant out on that top step as it stands. So,
yeah, and he's pulling Mogi along with him nicely there, keeping about a 1.5-second gap there between the top two, but a good 5-second gap over 3rd position for Mogi there. So looking good at the moment for the top 2 drivers if they can keep it together here. But we've got Torpedo Jack or Joe as well, who's getting in on the action with Monster and Wheeler. So Wheeler's got a bit of a horrible rearview mirror at the moment. He's just had Don Walsh and Monster in it, and now he's straight away got Torpedo Jack and Monster in it again. He's going to be feeling a little bit of pressure here, is Wheeler.
You know, we've seen towards the back end of last season, especially in our SlyDog Thursday League, Wheeler is a really, really, really good driver. You know, he has the capabilities to have a really nice defensive drive. He's patient, and he knows where he's going to put that car. So, you know, I feel confident in the sense that he's let Dom pass. He knows that Dom's, you know, relatively quick, but he knows how to hold a car at bay. So he's going to have to try and make that the biggest Formula 1 car anyone's ever seen. He's going to have to drive it like it's a London bus or something. But
hopefully not the slowest one. Yeah, no silly mistakes. He's just been the benefiter of a bit of action between Torpedo Jack and Monster, so a bit of an overtake there. And they do seem to be racing each other quite hard, these two MRS drivers. So, you know, they don't want to be making any silly mistakes either, but they seem to be going at it. You know, the Monster isn't letting up here. He doesn't like that he's lost that 7th position. And I don't know, it could lead to a bit of controversy. You'd like to think they're, you know, a bit smarter than that, not going to let anything happen, but we'll see if anything does transpire with that little battle.
Exactly, anything can happen, but it now looks like almost Grant has pulled away from Mogi at the front. There's a 4.5-second interval between the two of those guys, so yeah, a gap being pulled out there at the front.
But it's looking comfortable so far for the front two, isn't it? I mean, they've got a nice gap, and you could even say the same for 3rd position Steph Willis as well. Is that Wills? Sorry, I think I've been saying it wrong the whole time. You know, he's got a good 2.5 gap over his nearest teammate Rockstar, but we know Rockstar is quick.
You know, we've got to then now look towards penalties to sort of try and work this finishing position out, because you see Torpedo Jack has currently got 6 seconds worth of penalties, track limits. I believe everyone else in that top 10 has. The nearest person outside the top 10 who hasn't got one is NUFC fan Liam, however he is outside of
but he's got plenty of work to do to get himself in the mix. Got a good amount of time to make up there. Right, so we are almost halfway through this 50% race, so 15 laps gone of the 33 here today. Drivers starting to settle into their positions, and maybe starting to you know, have a few tactical chats now. You know, sort of like, where can I help you out? We see Mogi, one of the front runners, come into the pits to sling on the hard, so he's getting his pit stop done there, and we'll see when the other front runners start to pit now. We saw it flash up a minute ago, obviously, that the window is open for these guys on the medium hard strategy. and that looks to be what Mogi's going for, and I think should be what Granty Boy and maybe Steph Wills and Rockstar are going to go for as well.
You look at 14 laps in now on these medium tyres. You know, what's your suggestion? Where would you be going with this, Tom?
I'd be sticking on the hards. You know, one stop I feel is that it's probably the quickest round here with the medium hards, and you know, it's certainly going to be a challenge towards the end of the race. But you know, if they've gone this far on the mediums, they can certainly go that far on the hards with no problems.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we see it's still looking very even once again. NUFC fan Liam finds himself in the top 10. I feel so sorry for SRL Albert, Osborne and Rados, 3 really quick drivers that we currently see running from 18th to 20th.
Well, we've seen
really bad luck now.
I mean, we saw Albert. I don't think we saw Albert have a major incident. He has made 2 pit stops, however. I don't know if my memory's serving me right there.
I believe, did he not have the incident going with... I'm trying to work out who it was. Was it Van den Briel or
possibly
Steph Wills? Going in towards sort of just as you start sector 2, turn 4, big right hand, and try to go up the inside. I believe that was a bit of an incident there.
Possibly. Honestly, can't remember. I know it was probably only about 5
that
minutes ago, but yeah.
We've had a bit happen since then, but
we'll just have a look at a bit of action towards the back of the order then. So Lawson comes into pit, and we can see the entire order jumping around at the moment. We'll wait till everyone has made their initial stops, because this is pretty much everyone who didn't have an accident in the first part of this race. It's now coming in to get their pit stops done, so we'll see where the field ends up once everyone has pitted. At the moment, we've got Rockstar, who's now sitting in second position, yet to come in and get off of those medium tyres that he's done 15 laps on. And the same for the top 4 guys at the moment, so we will see them start to come back down the order eventually here. A lot of the guys going on to the hards. No one seemed to be taking that soft medium strategy here. I don't think that was the way to go. I think a lot of people are going to the medium. Although we've actually saying that, we've got Jana van der Briel, who started the race on softs, who's now on hards. And I believe he's only made the one stop. Yep, we've also got Thomas W, who started on softs, now on mediums. So maybe he's thinking he can go the full distance on those mediums, in which case he should, in theory, have a fair bit of pace over the other guys, the mediums being the faster tyre. So we'll see if that can transpire. We see race leader come in then. Go on, you were going to say that, wouldn't you?
So I was just going to say, we also see Rockstar come in. That makes Mogi then goes back into third position. You'd like to think net second, as Grant has also stopped and he's now back out on circuit. So big lead at the very front there. Big lead, yeah. He's come in and he's not even lost first position. So fantastic work there from the SlyDog Racing League champion to maintain that all the way through. And we see just Wheeler now to make a pit stop, and that's pretty much the order as we have it. So past the halfway point now, as we start to settle in towards the conclusion of this 10v10 battle. Have we done the maths recently? I think at the moment, I mean, depending on where Wheeler comes out, obviously we need to maybe wait for him to do his pit stop before we do the next. I'm going to do the maths after everyone does their stops.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only thing I'm not going to be quick enough to sort out is with penalties. So the main mathematical equation to sort out. But I'm going to go from a rough finishing position at the moment. Obviously, you don't know if anyone's going to serve penalties in pit lane or whatever. So I'm going to be going for pure finishing positions as it stands.
Right, so Wheeler does come in for his stop then. We'll see where he comes out. Will he find himself back in the top 10, or will he have some work to do on this second stint? Drivers starting to come across the line, so that big train of MRS cars, we've got 4 of them in a row here, we're pulling each other along quite nicely. Maybe they'll start to bunch up and get within a second to give each other a little bit of a DRS boost. Who knows what tactical chats are going on here. So Wheeler's starting to make his way out of the pit lane. Looks like he's going to rejoin in 9th position, maybe 10th actually, as he loses the position to Torpedo Joe. So Wheeler's still in the top 10, but plenty of work to do if we want to secure the victory here.
It's still very much a mirror image. With Torpedo Jack, Wheeler, and then Monster following him. So it was a torpedo, not a torpedo, a mirror image of what we saw just before all these stops took place. You know, we saw Wheeler, the filling of that sandwich, just before all the stops happened. So maybe just a little bit further back, on what with everyone else making their stops. We see John Walsh now move up to 5th position, Rockstar in 4th. But I believe that is most of the pit stops made for this race.
That is, everyone has now made a pit stop. Yeah, barring any incidents, I think we're going to see everyone coming along as normal. We've got Wheeler, who's getting a bit of a look in. Maudster, who's getting a bit of a look in at Wheeler. Trying to fight for that final points position, which could be also important. Aaron, have we done the maths yet?
I'm on it.
You're on the maths. Sorry to pressure you, but just trying to figure out how important this battle is. Go for it.
Still so very tight currently, although it's a tough call, because if we're not counting fastest lap, currently that top 10 SlyDog Racing League will maintain 50 points to the 51 points obtained by MRS, so currently it is on a knife edge. I'm
sure fastest lap will count.
So it's 51 on. We have a draw. What a
who saw that coming? Oh no. Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll see what the result is here, but maybe there'll be some more action to come. I mean, it could all be null and void if Monster gets this move done eventually on B Wheeler, but he's dropped back quite drastically there. He's now, I say drastically compared to he was 2/10 away. He's now 6th. So, but he's going to have the DRS here as we head down into that second DRS zone, right down into that nice tight hairpin of sector 3. He's going to be nice and close coming onto the main straight as well. So maybe he's going to have enough to get the move done here instead.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be causing a little bit of a DRS train, as we like to call it, usually on a Monday night. Obviously, I don't think B Wheeler will be close enough to Torpedo Jack this time round to take the DRS. So
no, I'm not talking about B Wheeler, I'm talking Monster, unfortunately. Looks like he's going to take the position off Wheeler here. Although we know what a good defensive driver he is.
I'm looking at.
Monster takes the inside line, he's going to have to let it go, yeah. So work to do for Wheeler then to claw back that points position. Knows how important it is, but you've got a queue of SlyDog Racing League drivers there. So from Wheeler, Butters, Trem, Albert and James Punt, all looking to get themselves in with a shout. Obviously a massive gap there between Trem and Albert, and that's going to be the biggest issue for those guys. So realistically, you're looking at Trem, Butters and Wheeler looking to try and upset the party here. Then they're not too far off. They've got a good couple of seconds to make up, and maybe they can start working together to make that time up, but need to get something done quick, boys.
One safety car, Tom, could change everything.
Yeah,
so I'm voting
bunch it all up.
Take yourself out.
just fuck it into a wall. Go on. Really awkward place though, where you need to cause a safety car.
No, we like some clean racing here, so
can we advocate that live on air? I don't think we can.
I don't think we can. I think we need to forget that ever happened. But
and question our morals another day.
Happen, like, if there is one safety car, it will all change. Even the VSC could change things. We saw the amount of the drive-throughs.
Sorry, one thing I have just clocked onto. You've got Jana van der Briel, Torpedo Joe or Jack, and Monster all sitting with a fairly high amount of penalties at the moment. So they're on 6, 9 and 6 seconds respectively, and Wheeler and Butters are currently only on 3 seconds. So that could prove very important when it comes to deciding the final order here, because straight away that would promote Butters and Wheeler into the points positions. Trem maybe's got a little bit of work to do to get himself in there, but it's possible as well for Trem also to find himself in a point scoring position here.
I mean, currently the occupancy of first and second are 43 points. So less than points required from occupying those top 2 spots. And at the moment we're seeing that Grant is there with a 17 second interval over Mogi. However, it looks like Thomas is chasing Mogi down, so we could see a change before long.
Again, Thomas has an extra 3 seconds in penalties over Mogi as well, so Mogi in effect can afford to even give up that position and let Thomas through if he really wants to, as long as he just sticks with him on the rear and doesn't make a mistake. Then he's still going to take second place.
The concern therefore would then be Don Walsh, who comes lurking behind the pair of them with no penalties. You know, it could be a bit of an issue if he gets within 3 seconds. 3 seconds if Mogi. You know, we're seeing it's all going to shift round.
It's all going to shift round come the end. Obviously, so many penalties. There's literally only about 5 drivers that aren't haven't been penalised yet. So the final order is by no means what you see on the screen at the moment. It's going to be all over the place. So we will try and make sense of it as they cross the line towards the end here. There's still 11 laps to go as well, so there's still plenty to be developed in terms of penalties.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing that I can also point out is that looking at the tyre situation, Thomas W is currently sitting on 9 lap old mediums, where, you know, we saw the guys on the mediums roughly, you know, 15, 16 laps. So will he be able to make those mediums last till the end in that third position?
I think we're going to see him drop back as soon as he gets towards maybe lap 30, because he's going to be really pushing the limit there of those tyres.
It's going to be a big debate, isn't it, as to whether he sticks them out.
Yeah, he's not going to have the grip, whereas the guys on the hards, they're going to find it a lot easier at that point than he is on those absolutely battered mediums. So we've been riding on board with Wheeler then, because he's the closest SlyDog driver to making something happen here, to push himself into the top 10 on the track, of course. At the moment he's doing that over on the penalty side of things. Butters has picked up another penalty, so it's a 6 seconds now worth of penalties for Butters, which is unfortunate, because he's going to be putting himself out of the top 10 with that. So needs to be a bit more careful here and hope that some other MRS drivers make some mistakes. Torpedo Joe currently with 9 seconds.
Yep, exactly that, Tom, exactly that. I'm just going to take one very, very quick run off to use the services as required. You know, beer is being consumed, as we've said before, so, you know,
the seal is broken.
You know, the seal is well and truly broken, mate, and we've got 10 laps left to run, so I want to be tuned in for these last 10 laps, so I'll be back in just a second.
You head off and get yourself sorted, yeah? Cool. Right, Mogi comes... Oh no, Mogi's had a spin. Oh, that's disaster for SlyDog Racing League. Mogi's had a spin there in Sector 3, rejoins the track and is looking like a man on a mission to try and make something happen. I'm going to blame Aaron, because Aaron left and then that happened straight away. So a bit of a nightmare for SlyDog Racing League. We were questioning Thomas as well, whether or not he could stay on the medium tyre all along. That wasn't his plan all along, it seems. He's gone into the pits and he's going to be slinging those softs on to absolutely gun it towards the end of this session. So as it stands, a bit of a wake-up call there for Mogi at the front. We said it earlier in the session, we didn't want to jinx it, but he's done well in previous races and maybe just towards the end had one incident or another that's cost him in the long run. But he's still within a shout here of putting himself in contention. He's only 4.5 seconds off of Don Walsh. If Don Walsh makes a mistake, gets himself another 3 seconds, Mogi's right in there with a shout. Right, he's also got Steph Willis hot on the heels of him though, it seems, trying to put him under pressure. I think that actually might be a back marker. It is a back marker, sorry, but he's got hot on his heels there, so that's not really an issue. Rockstar as well, looking to prop up the MRS guys there. 5th and 4th from Rockstar and Steph Wills. And again, Rockstar, a SlyDog Racing League defector, who is racing for MRS tonight. Right, have you seen what's happened? Did you hear what happened before you went for a wee?
I have not. No, what have I missed?
Mogi had a bit of a spin.
That is a disappointment.
That is a disappointment.
But I also see here that Don Walsh has picked up a 3-second penalty, so even playing field there.
Even playing field, and as I was just saying, if Mogi can get himself within 3 seconds, say Don Walsh picks up another 3-second penalty, you know, who knows what could happen. You know, there's plenty to be decided here. So, fastest lap still lies with Granty Boy, no issues there. Granty Boy has also taken the option to get himself on the soft tyres for this final stint, so maybe just feeling he had the time advantage, he just wants to solidify the lead, maybe just make sure he gets that fastest lap with no trouble at all. And we also saw, we saw Thomas pit in the end for the softs. So that's the jump we were talking about, whether or not he could stay on the mediums. He's not taking that risk, he's gone straight onto the softs.
We had seen, he was running those mediums quite a way. I think a lot of the guys now, this is going to be their final tyre. NUFC fan Liam pushing those hards on 15 laps.
So NUFC fan Liam is getting ever closer to Rockstar, and he's going to be one of the guys now that we need to make a move if we're going to have a chance at pulling this victory off.
It's going to be close. It's looking very, very tight. So we're going to have to check out how it goes on penalties at the end.
So Steph Wills letting Rockstar through there in the end. Seems to have opened off for NUFC fan Liam though, who is now right on the heels. He's taken the position off of Steph Wills and he's right on the heels of Rockstar straight away. Fantastic driving there from the SlyDog Racing League third place finisher as they head down into sector 2 here. Straight away, he's going to have a good chance at here at nicking fourth, I think, when it comes down to the main straight. Maybe not going to be able to get it done in this DRS zone that's coming up, but
absolutely pinnacle to the evening, really. If he can just nail this position, he's going to be close, like you say, he's going to be close going into that DRS zone.
Going to be a key moment.
Although he needs to just try and not make such a rash move. You know, he's still got a few laps left to run.
Absolutely.
He's going to want to get this done, try and prolong those tyres, because Steph Wills 9-lap-old hards as well. So, you know, half the life.
We saw him try and make a bit of a late move there into the exit of the chicane on sector 3, and that's maybe cost him a little bit of time because he's now dropped to half a second where he was right on the rear wing of Steph Wills, but he's got DRS heading down into turn 1. He's not going to be able to get a move done on this occasion, but he's still got 6 laps left to try and make something happen here.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna all starting to concertina here. We haven't yet seen a safety car, like we said earlier on. There's no safety cars either, so it's been a really good race in that respect. It's been tight and it's constantly changed. So, you know, unfortunately, heartbreak for Joseph Rados and SRL Albert, who still find themselves desperately trying. Albert once again in pit lane. He's had not an overly great race. Osborne as well, unfortunately, he's 2 laps down. I think he had a bit of a shocker there. So.
Yeah.
You know, these guys who are running their Trem sitting just outside of the points there. He's up 6 places, so great run from him.
Well, he's got a good chance if he can keep within 3 seconds, I was going to say, Trem, because Monster is pushing quite hard on Wheeler. And if Monster makes a mistake, that's going to cost him another 3 seconds. Trem's right in there. Apologies.
Yeah, I mean, the pair of them now, 9-second penalties. Monster and Trem. Wheeler.
So NUFC fan Liam, fantastic. NUFC fan Liam heading down the main straight. Looks like he's going to be able to get the move done into turn 1 as he takes 4th place.
I just saw the order change around. It turns out Thomas W has taken the position from Trem. So unfortunately, and he's running 6 seconds of penalties. So.
And Monster has finally taken 9th place off of Wheeler as well. So that is big in terms of the makeup of the points. I don't know if we can get a quick update on the maths with 5 laps left, Aaron.
Let me try and get down to the mathematics.
Get down to the mathematics. So Wheeler looking to try and steal 9th place back off of Monster here. We'll keep on board with him for a little bit.
Currently, as it stands, if the positions finish as they are, we've had yet another change. So if Brian Tabui keeps that first position, Mogi 3rd, Liam 4th, and Wheeler in 10th. We currently, SlyDog, occupy 53 points of the overall 101. So 2 points to the good as it stands with 4 laps to go now.
So yeah, it's looking pretty promising in that regard. I mean, NUFC fan Liam straight away has pulled out a good second lead over Wills there and is going to be trying to keep it together. Brilliant move there from Wheeler, riding on board of him. Fantastic to get that done as they head down onto the main straight. But he's going to get Monster with the DRS. He's going to fight straight back and take the position back into turn 1. We'll ride on board with a cinematic view to see what happens on this turn. That was fantastic racing there from the 2 drivers. Wheeler looking a bit late on the brakes there, had to slam them on all of a sudden to make sure he didn't run into the back.
Yeah, I mean, Wheeler won't want to make any. He won't want to make any mistakes here, but he's, you know, at the end of the day, he's got 3. He just needs to stay within 3 seconds currently as it stands of Monster. So, you know, it's not looking too bad.
Not looking too shabby at all. We've got to bear in mind as well, NUFC fan Liam does have a 3-second penalty, and Steph Wills doesn't have any penalties. So as it stands, Steph Wills will take 4th place, which could be very, very important. We say that straight away as Rockstar jumps a position and takes himself into 5th.
Looking logically, that would then, just trying to work how this would look, that would then potentially give us -2 from that. So it would still put SlyDog Racing League on 50
over the top.
Only just. I mean,
So,
it's going to be tight. I don't think we're going to...
No, as I said, another close battle to keep an eye on. So Wheeler seems to have fallen back a little bit from Warnster there. He's now under a lot of pressure from Thomas W, who's on those soft tyres, compared to Wheeler, who's on the hard. So Thomas W is going to get the job done nice and easy there. That could be quite bad for SlyDog, losing out the final points position there. So Wheeler needs to try and get something going. Maybe he's not going to be able to catch Thomas W because Thomas W on those fresh soft tyres, but maybe to try and get Monster in these closing laps if Thomas W can get ahead of him.
Yeah, it's looking tight now. That's really shifted things up. Mathematically speaking, I'm not going to need to do the maths yet. With 3 laps left to go, I think we're going to see this down to the end. Which does mean, though, we might hear that victory song. It's a 15-second advantage now for Granty Boy out in front. So it's looking like we could get the Granty Boy victory song.
Cue it up, Aaron.
It's queued.
Good.
I've had it queued for a little while. I felt confident about this race from him. You know, soft tyres now, a couple of laps left to go. We're going to get that victory song.
It's not in doubt. Granty Boy is going to take the race win here, barring any major incidents. What is yet to be decided is the overall league winner, and it could all come down to this final points position, which is drama in its own here. We're even seeing Trem start to close the gap between himself and Wheeler as well. So Thomas W does get past Monster as we predicted, with 2 laps to go. So that does leave Wheeler a good chance here at continuing his battle with the MRS driver, Monster 89. Fantastic choice of number, by the way, Monster. Loving that. So yeah, plenty to go on in these last 2 laps.
Yeah, there's a lot to happen. There's a lot to go on. It's been a really tight race the entire way through, hasn't it? It's constantly changed from one league to the other. And I know we sound very biased. It's this is we commentate for SlyDog Racing League, so we are naturally going to be a bit biased. But
of course,
these guys have provided us with a great race this evening. We've seen plenty of action. Plenty of heartbreak, plenty of action.
I'm just looking at the look. Oh, B Wheeler, maybe I don't know, it was a spin, or maybe she's lost that a little bit there. But he's now got pressure from Trem. Trem may be looking faster out the turn there, and he's going to take 11th position from Wheeler there. So Wheeler having a bit of a nightmare in sector 3 with 2 laps to go. So Trem now looking like the front runner to try and steal the position from Monster. We should bear in mind though, just looking at the penalties, from 8th to 10th there, we've got some drivers on a very high amount of penalties, 12 seconds, 9 and 9. And obviously Wheeler only on 6 seconds at the moment. So he's going to get 6 seconds over Torpedo Jack, that's for sure. And potentially put himself into the points anyways.
And alongside Trem as well.
Alongside Trem. Trem's currently running 9 seconds, so he's got less of an advantage, and I think that Torpedo Jack is probably just safe.
Yeah,
with
just
a 3 second gap. Yeah,
it's
got down 6 and 9. Going to be very tense. So it's looking like the order up front is pretty much decided. I mean, Rockstar's going to have a good look at Liam in the final lap, but I think that gap is going to be too big to cause anyone any issues, as we see Granty Boy heading round on the final lap here, heading through sector 1. So a rather convincing drive from Granty Boy here, what we expected all along really, nothing less we thought could happen.
Looking up front, we see that Don Walsh, Moby, NUFC fan Liam all on 3-second penalties. Rockstar now on a 6-second penalty. So that 4th position for NUFC fan Liam is not going to necessarily be challenged as it stands, as we are now on lap 33 of 33.
And as we are on lap 33, I think it's only right that we stick with the leading driver as he makes his way round the final lap here. Bit of a victory parade here for Granty Boy. I hope you've got it clued, Aaron, because the moment he crosses the line, pandemonium from the front room of Granty Boy as he celebrates yet another convincing win. 18 seconds he's currently got over the MRS champion, and just proving his dominance as he comes across the line here to take the 10v10 battle championship win there. So fantastic from Granty Boy. Fantastic. That's the uplift we needed. So right, drivers start to come across the line. We will see where the order changes in the top 10. So at the moment, it's all looking quite static. No one's moving. We start to see the final drivers head across the line. Will we see any pink edge into the top 10 as Trem comes across the line? Wheeler gets himself into the top 10. So we're going to need to do some quick maths here. I don't know if you want it, Aaron? We doing this?
I'm on the quick maths, mate. I'm on the quick maths.
You're on the quick maths. We should say as well that fastest lap did go to Granty Boy by a good 2 seconds as well. Obviously getting on the softs for that final stint. But we've got to say well done to Dom Walsh as well. Fastest driver from the MRS guys. So fantastic race there from Dom. Obviously we saw the top 2 drivers have a bit of an incident early on in their races, and they really struggled. And had to fight back from positions quite far down. So just showing their might there in finishing top of the pile. Fantastic race from Mogi as well, leading the race for a good amount of time there, whilst Granty Boy was having his mishap, but finds himself on the podium. So well done there to the SlyDog Racing League driver. And we said the name at the start, NUFC family, and we know he would creep his way up into the good point scoring positions, and he's done brilliantly there to get himself fourth. And then we see a bit of dominance from the MRS guys, taking 5 positions, 5th to 9th, with Rockstar amongst them, one of the SlyDog Racing League defectors. And yeah, some fairly strong driving there from those guys. And most importantly, Wheeler making up the 10th position there to round out the points.
Yeah, I mean, I've now done, Tom, the quick maths. I mean, I don't know whether we should be announcing this, before obviously league admins, but looking at the maths, looking at the way it's going to go, just purely discounting any fastest lap times, blah blah. I'm happy to announce that with 53 points, so just 2 points in it to take that win, the victors, SlyDog Racing League.
Oh man, look at that. There we have it. It was never in doubt.
It was never in doubt. I'm just looking at it. We get 25 points for Granty Boy's first position, third position 15 points, fourth position 12 points, and B Wheeler securing that all-important single point for 10th position takes us to 53 points.
Magic.
I believe
we did count
I've done the
fastest
maths
lap.
twice. I've smashed it through the calculator twice, and it's come back with 53 twice.
Calculator, and did you use the binoculars?
I did. So what I think what we'll do just quickly towards the end of this session is I'll try and get Grant into the chat as well as Race Victor, along with Lawson and Trem if they are about. So we'll try and get those guys in the chat as well. And once again, another week has gone by and I haven't spilt a beer, so that's really good. Fantastic work, Aaron. Well done. You're finally learning. Right, so we're all done with the action on the track here. Obviously, as Aaron has just announced it, rather unfanfare-like, we have a victor, we believe. SlyDog Racing League edging it by just a couple of points here. I mean, we can cue Grant's entrance song up for when he arrives here. Once again, just see.
Got to make him feel at home. I mean, he did specifically request that as well, so...
It's his favourite song.
Favourite song.
Just
got it on repeat constantly while driving. So yeah, we're just watching the cars sort of parade around the track here. The session's not ending. I don't really know what's going on, but just watching them. I think it's glitched out or something at the end. But this wouldn't be the first time we've had a bit of a glitching issue tonight. So right, here he is, champion.
Get in. Higher reach for the stars. How are we doing, Grant? You okay?
Yes, very well. How about you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Tough race for you there, man.
Oh, mate, stressful. Yeah, I hit the geezer's tyre. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't have like the racing line, and I was gonna cut in, and he turned in, and yeah, I just went. I had to make up. I had to make up the positions. The guys from SlyDog helped me out. They let me through without saying. So they were just like, I'm just gonna let you pass. So yeah, I really appreciate that from the boys. Good team play today.
Yeah, it seemed like good team play. You know, we were just saying, I don't know if you just heard in commentary, we were just saying that we've done the maths and disregarding quickest lap, and as it finished with penalties, it looks like SlyDog Racing League scored 53 points, 51 required to win tonight. So a victory for the guys.
Yeah, quality. There was a few recovery drives as well. Got a shout out to Liam. He did amazing. Morados, I feel sorry for him. DeWitt, I don't know what happened to them boys. When I was giving them blue flag and that, I was quite a bit down for him, man, because there was a lot of potential from qualifying to what the race should have been.
Yeah, I think Albert had a bit of an issue early doors. It looked almost like he went up the inside going into sort of turn 4, going into the very start of sector 2.
Okay.
It looked like he had a little bit of an incident there. And Morados, once again, I think he was the incident right at the very, very beginning of the race, unfortunately. So, you know, we felt absolutely gutted for him. So, yeah, you know, it was a shame for those two guys. But from like you say, from Liam's perspective, and Mogi, one hell of a drive from Mogi as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I tried helping Mogi out on one lap with DRS. I thought he might have some pace with me. And then in the end, I just went away with it, and so I kind of wanted to help him out for his pit stop. For the other guys, maybe 1 second, 2 seconds could probably help out the benefit from that. And I just went away. I felt like Dom pitted like early, so I thought he was going to do medium, soft. So I thought he was going to be pretty quick at the end. So I had to stretch my gap. And to be fair, I pitted actually on the softs and went for the fastest lap. So yeah, it was a pretty good race today.
Yeah, obviously, but you know, we said this out. I think you called it, didn't you, Tom? That you know, you've gone and dived into the pits at the end there, Grant, just to get those soft tyres on and just pull that pace out at the end of the race, just to solidify it. So we hope you enjoyed your victory song as you requested it.
Did I?
100%.
I mean, have I missed this message?
Not at all. You definitely.
Oh right, okay. Oh right, excellent. No, it's a good victory song. I love it.
It's an absolute banger. We'll
definitely. Never gets old.
We'll keep that for season 3.
Cheers, mate.
Well, thank you very much, and obviously congratulations on tonight's win, and you know, great win for the team, great win for the league. So, you know, I like to hope we've got it right. If we haven't got it right, then we'll definitely make an announcement. But you know, from what we can see, from the maths that we can do as quickly as we can sitting here, it looks very much like SlyDog Racing League have taken the battle night with 53 points over the 51 that is required. So it looks pretty damn solid.
I back you up on that.
Solid.
I've just added up the MRS guys. They're only sitting on 48. So I back you up on that. We've got it done. Well done, lads. Pop open the champagne.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, to be fair. Well, I've just cracked open the beer, mate, so that's my celebration for tonight.
That sounds like a winner.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate for you boys doing this, man. I think you deserve a point each. I'll give you a point each.
That sounds pretty spot on. Is that with your pink weapon?
Oh, absolutely, mate.
I love
Never
it.
go without it.
And on that bombshell, Tom.
Yeah, I think we've got to end it before we get taken off air. Right. Fun speaking to you, Grant. Keep it going, buddy. We'll keep an eye on you for season 3, of course. Look to see that dominance again. And fantastic. We'll have to do this again. MRS guys, if you're listening. Loved having you here. Apologies if I've offended anyone. Didn't mean to. It's all a joke. Mazda, we love you. Jana van der Briel, hopefully that's how you say your name. Liking that, buddy. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Fantastic night. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll catch you next Monday, 8:20, start of season 3.
Ciao, ciao.